Now, to a story you will see only on 8, and you've likely never heard of a story like this before. A Richmond woman is recovering emotionally after a snake fell on her head at a Mexican restaurant in Henrico.
You can see it right here.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's in the margarita glass.
After it fell on her head.
After.
Then it went into the margarita.
Yes. So 8 News anchor Autumn Childers spoke with this woman and the restaurant. She brings us the story.
Well, it's certainly not something you'd ever expect to happen. A Richmond woman says she came to this Mexican restaurant for a margarita, and instead she left with a side of snake. Tonight, she tells me she's certainly never returning to this restaurant, but still, she wants answers.
I kept saying, it's a snake in my drink. It fell and hit me from the head.
You could say Carletta Andrews is still rattled by what happened to her last Wednesday at the Patron Mexican restaurant and cantina in Sandston.
I was shocked.
She says she ran out of the restaurant hysterical after this snake made a post-dinner appearance.
I leaned in to take a sip, and I noticed that something hit me on the forehead. And I looked at my husband like, what was that? And when I turned around, I saw the snake in my margarita. And I just jumped away from the bar at that point. It was moving. It started wrapping around my straw.
Andrew says the rest is a blur.
They grabbed a stick trying to get it, and I was just like, please don't let it go in my purse. Another man that was having dinner on the other side of the bar came, and he grabbed it and took it out.
She says the restaurant offered to move her to a booth, but she said she just wanted out.
I left shaking like I was traumatized.
Now, a week after the situation, she says the shock is still rolling in.
This is after it falls in my drink. As you can see, it's starting to wrap itself around my straw.
Andrews posted the picture on Facebook, and the comments, well, they capture how we all feel. One commenter saying, quote, "The way my soul would have left my body." Another writing, "Girl, they would have been taking me to the king."
A lot of people are surprised I handled it as good as I did because, you know, it could have went left.
So I called the restaurant to ask questions.
May I help you?
Hi, can I speak to a manager, please?
Yes, ma'am, it's me. I can help.
Okay. The owner eventually got back to me, saying the snake likely got into the restaurant through the air conditioning unit. I asked if the restaurant is doing anything to prevent this from happening again. The owner said no. He did share that the Andrews' meal was free, and he hopes the situation won't impact business.
If that was the baby, I fear is the mom near.
Meantime, this Richmond woman says precautions or not, she's not returning. Now, hoping others won't leave scarred.
It definitely, yeah, somebody needs to come look at this place.
That was Autumn Childers reporting. We have since heard back from the health department and found the restaurant was cited for several violations during a routine inspection last December,
including missing ceiling tiles, mold, and broken equipment as well. However, records show the issues were fixed during the follow-up inspection 6 days later. That was too late for this incident, obviously.
Yeah.